It's the Farm Sim Report, Special Edition, Year in Review for 2022. So grab a warm drink, or a drink that'll make you warm, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Farm Sim Report, Special Edition, our year in review for 2022, and a warm welcome to you all. And, well, it's been an interesting and eventful first year in Farming Simulator 22. And by my somewhat rough count, we've had some 2,832 crossplay mods. As well as, and in addition to, 768 PC and Mac only mods. So over 3,000, well over 3,000, 3,500 mods on the first year, which is quite astounding. So what are we going to do in this this episode, this video? Well, we're going to look at the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the Season 1 DLC, go through each one of those briefly, talk about it a little bit, the pros and cons, ups and downs of that. So there's, I think, 5 or 6 of the Giants DLCs, and then we had some other DLCs too, third-party or additional DLCs in addition to the Season 1 Pass DLC. And then we're going to look at some of the other mods we got during the year, some of my personal favorites or top mods that I either use regularly or think that they were particularly good in some way, shape, or form. And then maybe perhaps a few other things to wrap up things. So anyways, let's get started with the Season 1 DLC. Alright, so our first item we're going to talk about is the big one, of course, the Season 1 Pass or DLC, which sold for, well, according to me in Canada here, $39.99 USD. At least that's what the website says. Now, what was included with that? Well, we had the Antonio Carrero Pack, the Kubota Pack, Vermeer Pack, and of course, just recently, the Platinum Expansion Pack. When were they released? Well, we had the first one, Antonio Carrero, in March 22, according to the website. The Kubota Pack was released on June the 28th. Vermeer Pack was August 23rd, and the Platinum Expansion, as I said, just recently on November the 15th. Now, so we're going to we're going to go and look at a little bit each one of these packs, starting with the Ontario. I don't know why they call it Ontario. Maybe because I'm in Canada? What do you think? Anyways, the Antonio Carrero Pack. Alright, so let's look at the Antonio Carrero Pack, or the Ontario Carrero Pack, as I like to refer to it as. Now, this was available also for an individual purchase of $9.99 USD, at least in Canada it was. And what did you get? Well, there was an assortment of, I believe, 10 vehicles, little tractors, and there also was a little four-wheeler included with this. Now, this pack was entirely designed for grape production or working in the grapevine fields, as it were, and quite honestly, not very well received by most. And I did, well, because I had the Season 1 Pass, I got it, tried it out, did some review videos on it, and thus deleted the download, as I have no use for these little tractors. However, some of you that do like tiny little tractors and things like these might enjoy it. So you can get it separately, but if you have the Season 1 Pass, it is included with that. So not a whole lot with it. Like I said, it wasn't very well received. People were hoping for maybe a large equipment or something like that. However, that is the Antonio Carrero pack. Now, the next pack that was included with the Year 1 pass was the Kubota Pack. Now, this one was a lot more well received, I would say, and also it was available separately for $12.99 if you want to get it, well, separately. So, what's included? 11 pieces of equipment included with this, 4 tractors, front loader, 2 skid steers, and 2 four-wheelers, and also 2 front loader attachments. So a front loader tractor, and then 2 front loader attachments. So this is actually something I've been using in my recent series, my orange series. So they're small to medium tractors. There's a grape, a vineyard tractor, a small tractor, 2 medium tractors, as I said, 2 skid steers, 2 four-wheelers, and a front loader with the front loader attachments. Now, what was significant with this pack was it offered the ability to have passengers in multiplayer, which not all of you play multiplayer, but if you have this pack downloaded and installed on a map, you can now have a passenger on vehicles that are equipped to enable this feature. And we have seen a number of modders add this to their mods with the ability include with the Kubota Pack and the update to their mods. You can have passengers in multiplayer. So that was the, I guess you'd say, special edition or special feature of this particular DLC. So, moving on to the next DLC included with the Year 1 Season Pass was the Vermeer Pack, and this was also, or is also, available for $7.99 USD here in Canada. The prices, of course, may be different for you in other parts of the world. However, this pack came with a couple of interesting, well, one particularly interesting piece of equipment, the self-propelled baler, the ZR5 1200, along with a couple of, or a windrower, a mower, a windrower, a baler, and a little trailer. Now, what was really significant about this pack, aside from the self-propelled baler, was the ability to keep track of bale count inside your, well, in your information for your baler information. So it would keep count, or it does keep count, of how many bales you've produced with that baler. So that was kind of interesting. Of course, a new brand was introduced with this being the Vermeer brand. This one seems to have been fairly well received. It added some neat new features, so if you're interested in this one, like I said, you can get it separately for $7.99. Of course, these are all cross-play, available PC, Mac, Xbox, PlayStation, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox S, PS5, PS4. And finally, last but not least by any means, is the Platinum Expansion DLC, which was, of course, included with the Season 1 Pass and is the last installment of the Season 1 Pass DLCs. And wow, what a pack this was. You can also buy this individually for $19.99. Now, what's included with the Platinum Expansion DLC is a whopping 60 pieces of equipment and a new map, Silver Run. I think it's called Silver Run. Oh boy, I guess I should check that before I say it. But anyways, yes, a bunch of, well, forestry equipment, to be quite clear. However, there's a tractor, 3 trucks, a bunch of tree harvesters, skidder, front loaders, forklift, a couple of self-propelled dumper trucks, and of particular note, the ability to attach winches to logs and to winch logs. Now, that wasn't the only significant addition that this pack gave Farm Sim 22. It also gave us containers that allowed the auto load of logs, which many of you, including myself, have been wondering if it was even possible. And yes, Giants have made it possible to auto load logs. Now, this required the shipping container that was included with this mod. Now, as I recently discovered, the low loaders have a bit of an issue with strapping down these containers as well as other vehicles, so be aware of that. Also, it came with some buildings, and like I said, included 60 pieces of equipment, which I have not yet tried them all out, but I have some videos on some of the equipment. And in particular interest has been actually some of the modders have been recently, after this release of this particular mod pack, the Platinum expansion, many of the modders have released trucks and equipment that include the winching ability to have a winch, which will, of course, for the time being, or at least at the time of this recording, only works on logs. But I would imagine that at some point someone's going to figure out how to attach it to vehicles, but we'll see by then. So what's next? Next, we're going to look at some of the other DLCs and packs that we have gotten this year. So the next DLC we're going to talk about is the Precision Farming DLC. Now, those of you who have played Farm Sim 19 may be familiar with this, if you haven't already familiar with it in Farm Sim 22. This was quite a game-changing mod, or mod? I would call it a mod, because it modified just basically how you played the game and nearly every aspect of it. Now this, of course, well, I can say of course, this is a free download for console and PC. You do get some equipment with it, 4 pieces of equipment and 2 buildings. And without going into great detail, it really allows much more control or information, as the title would suggest, precision farming, or being able to precisely apply the products, seeds, and fertilizer, and lime, and so forth, and getting much more information as to harvest, yield, and so forth. So something that that I enjoyed greatly in Farm Sim 19, and I still do enjoy immensely in Farm Sim 22 now. As I said, this is free download, and it adds quite a bit to the game. Also, this has allowed modders to create mods that take advantage of this precision farming option, and many of the tractors and equipment now include features that are included with this DLC. So actually, one of my favorite DLCs in Farm Sim 19 and 22. And there you have it. That's the Precision Farming DLC, free for download on all platforms. All right, so the next DLC we're going to talk about is another free DLC. And this was the AGI Pack. Now, this one kind of came a little bit out of nowhere. Didn't have, at least from what I recall, didn't really have a whole lot of heads up, although we thought we might be getting something. Anyways, we have it. And what's included? Well, we got 10 items that are included in this DLC. Sorry, I'm looking over towards the computer screen here, so that's what I'm looking at on their website, Giant's website. So we actually have 5 augers now with this, and some silos, as well as a shed. So this is using the auger system that we got with FS22, and the significant addition to that came along with this pack was the ability to make seeds with one of the augers, and I believe that was the AGI Storm FX seed treater. Now, that was a very interesting piece of equipment, and I do have a video on that as well separately. And this pack is really designed for those of you who really want the realism aspect of farming, and how most farmers, if not, well, almost all farmers, use silos and make use of the auger system to load seed and crop, or not just seed, but load crop into silos for storage, and then unload them into trucks to sell or move products. So very interesting, and of course, like I said, free for all platforms. And so if you're interested in augers and silos that use augers, check it out. That's the AGI Pack, free from Giants. Now, the next DLC we're going to talk about was highly anticipated by some, and the one I'm talking about is the Pumps and Hoses Pack. Now, this was not included in the Season 1 pass, nor was it created by Giants. From what I understand, it was a third-party DLC that Giants facilitated, I guess. I don't know a lot about it to talk about it in detail. However, what I do know is here in Canada, it is $17.99 for this pack. Now, this pack does include a lot of equipment, 46 pieces of equipment. And just as a disclaimer, I did not buy this pack or download it or try it. I did not get access to any pre-release access or anything like that, as I'm on PS5. So not that I would have if I was on PC, but I did watch quite a few videos from some of the content creators that on Farming Simulator 22 that did get early access to Pumps and Hoses, and I did put out a poll actually asking my viewers whether or not they were going to get it, or they wanted or were interested in it, and the results were somewhat mixed. You can see the results actually on my community page. The survey is still up there, and personally, I didn't see any real value in it for myself. Now, it is quite complex, and I'm sure some of you are enjoying it, but there is a lot going on with it, and it will, of course, involves slurry or digestate production, which I do play around with a bit, but for the most part, I don't really use slurry or digestate for fertilizer. But anyways, that was one of the bigger DLCs that came out, aside from, well, it was actually the biggest DLC aside from the Season 1 offerings, or what was included with Season 1. So as far as I know from the initial release, I haven't seen anyone really using any of this stuff, so kind of glad I didn't get it. Anyway, so that's it for the DLCs. Now let's move on to some of the individual mods. Alright, so for the next portion of this video, I figured I'd do it on the my test map here on Rock Crawl. This is Maps by Alien Jim, and this is where I do a lot of my placeable testing anyways. So I thought I'd start with vehicles. So this is I'm going to say my top 22 mods of 2022, although I think there's one or two more than that. But let's call it that anyways, and we're going to start with vehicles. My first truck, top truck of choice is this actually, and this is the Lizard 362 BV. Well, this is the AW 362 cab over by Adams Kong, and that no, it's not the A2 Studio TLX 9000 or anything like that. I just prefer this one for some reason. That is the one I like and use the most, aside from the base game trucks, if I was going to go with a alternate vehicle. Now the next one is the JD 4755 by Dominic, and this many of you love and cherish, and I always have this downloaded on whatever Let's Play or testing, and I use it actually for my main, one of my main, at least for running around and getting stuff ready, not necessarily for a test vehicle, but it's super handy dandy moving stuff around and getting stuff set up. So I use that quite a lot actually. And the third vehicle mod that we're going to talk about, my top harvester pack now, is this. This is the Lizard Colossus Harvesters pack by Chris S and Riley S, and it's had several updates recently, and as well as they're very communicative. It's the word of 2022, communicative with me and the gaming community, because they have added this, which is also part of that pack. And this is actually a modified Colossus, but highly modified, as you can tell, with colors and capacity. I believe 150,000 liter maximum capacity, which is massive and nice to see. Comes with some very customizable headers and so forth. So that's very much one of my well, these are three of my top three vehicles of 2022 for sure. So we're going to move on to the next section. All right, so these next four mods or pieces of equipment have all been game changers, in my opinion, in one way or another, although they are four completely different kinds of items. As I said, they all change the game in some way or another significantly. Now, the first one we're going to look at is the Devour Trees by Raleigh Christie VSR Modding Sir, and this is something that we had in Farm Sim 19. However, this one is actually even a little bit better, in my opinion. If we try to take a quick look at it, actually, it's going to be under forestry equipment. And here it is, the Devour Trees. Now, we have a capacity, which I think the other one did have, but 50,000 liters is quite the capacity. You could have no capacity too, but why not have the capacity? And then we have the real or unreal, which is kind of odd because the unreal is with a pipe and the real is with a pipe, which doesn't really make much sense, but you can choose any color you want too. Now, this has made chipping trees into wood chips very, very easy. The next one we're going to look at, or the next one in this group here, is the Lizard Forage Pickup by Fluffy Mods. And this is also game changer in the fact that along with picking up whatever would be on the ground, like literally anything on the ground, this actually allows you to steal straw on consoles from contracts. So if you do a wheat harvest contract and you leave straw behind, you can go in behind on this and pick up straw from that. So basically you can pick up anything, even though you don't own the land. You can pick up anything that's on the ground that is on the land with this, and it will let you. So that's game changing for sure. The third piece is a dolly, as obviously, and it is the Schniffelstück by MTL Modding Team. And what's significant about this is it has every single attachment, 3-point ball hitch, pin hitch, and a fifth wheel for this dolly. So you can literally, and it will literally hook to anything, a ball hitch or a pin hitch. So very nice. Of course, there's colors and so forth, and it has been updated a couple of times, I do believe. And these the MTL Modding Team has been very gracious in communicating with me and the modding community, or the gaming community, to make improvements when suggested. And finally, the Aseria Color and Range Extension by Archie Mobile. Now, what's significant about this? Well, this particular one here is a modded version, of course, of the Aseria Pro for farming, for precision farming. However, instead of the measly little 32 meter circumference of the range, this goes up to 260 meters. So, which actually is could be the width of several fields, are very large. So for those of you who don't like purchasing field information in precision farming, this is a awesome little mod. And this one we can just, well, we'll have a quick look and show you exactly what's all included with that mod. So we have four. Well, this is the standard one here, the one that comes with precision farming, and then we have 4 of them, goes from the standard 32 meters to 65, 130, and 260. So they also have, what it is color options. So you can color coordinate it and also get it up to a 260 meter scanning distance in around. So that's definitely a significant upgrade. So game changer in itself. Now moving on to the next group. Next 3 items also are game changing in one aspect, and that is the ability to fast farm on console. Now the first item we're going to look at is the trailer attacher support by Game Master. Now, we've had a number of drawbars, and that's what this is. What makes this different from other drawbars? Well, this one you can pick up by hand. Yes, you can carry it around and pick it up by hand. Very handy indeed. And it makes it very easy to hook up and adjust and throw into a corner or whatever you need to do. Always very handy when you can pick things up. And this will allow you to fast farm with items that hook up with a pin hitch or ball hitch. So got a lot of fast farming videos with this. And so if you don't know that already, check it out now. These 2 items here are weights, and in it itself, that's hard to say. They are just weights. However, this one here is the Schultz Weight Pack by Vertex Design, and the reason I like this one is it has a 3-point link attachment available. As well as this. This is the Weight Pack 650-900 by Schwarzbergen Gamer, or Schwarzbergen Schwabengamer. Sorry, Schwabengamer. Oh, all these names are driving me nuts. That's the one thing about all these modders. They have some weird names. Anyways, this also in combination, hooked up to each other, will also allow you to fast farm. And if I just jump into, say, this, I will give you a quick demonstration on how these two items work. For one, the drawbar itself, like I said, you can attach it, but along with that, it will allow you to manually adjust the height of that particular piece of equipment. So not only can you fast farm, you can also manually adjust the particular height of that. Now, these next two items in combination, this one would be hooked up first. Now, what's nice about this as a weight, it too can also, by pressing L1 and right stick up and down, it too can adjust your height, which is very important because in combination with this and the other, now this isn't the only combination possible, but this is the one I find works the best. With this combination and the adjustability, you can hook up any 3-point link type seeder, plow, or whatsoever and fast farm with this combination. So yes, very, very handy for console players to be able to now be able to fast farm with literally well, almost anything except balers, of course. Balers and fertilizer spreaders do not like to fast farm. But anyways, I have lots of videos on fast farming, so check them out if you're curious about that. Moving on to the next group of items. Right, so this next set of items is trailers and transport units, and this first one is something I always have in my download and always have around for testing, is the Lizard, the Autoload Pack, which includes a Lizard Logistics Big Bag trailer. And if we take a look at our mods and DLCs, it's going to be, at the top, there it is, the Platform Autoload or Autoload Pack, which includes 2 trailers. But the one I use the most is the Big Bag trailer, which loads. As a matter of fact, I haven't found a production product that this does not auto load. As a matter of fact, anything that comes on a pallet, this will load, and it is quite amazing at that. Literally everything. That's why I use it always in my test maps, because it will pick up in literally everything. And along that line, we also have this. This is the Global Goods Transport Pallet by 82 Studios. Oh, this was by Raleigh Christie 1, VSR Modding, sir, by the way. They have many, many fantastic mods. However, moving on to this one by 82 Studios, what is awesome with this is they are actually all liftable by hand, as well as automatically hook up with, where are we here? These pallets all with a front end loader will all automatically attach to a front end loader as well. So both of these basically are game changers in themselves as well. Well, auto load is for everything. This is also auto load pallets. Will load nearly anything in there. I don't think there's that, and it's up to I believe 200,000. Oh man, I should have had my information ready to go here. There we go. Big bags. You can also find them in big bags, up to 200,000 liters. Yes, liquid and solids. So liquid and everything else, up to 200,000 liters, and even with 200,000 liters, you can still pick them up. So a awesome mod there. The next one is the Silage Boss by BC Bueller. What I like about this is, aside from being a end dump trailer, so it's not a tipper trailer, it's an end dump, this also will hold up to 260,000 liters of product. And if we look at that under trailers, it also has a number of other extras that make it a very handy indeed. So 260,000 liters. It will hold literally everything except grapes, I do believe. And yeah, no grapes. As you could say, unrealistic up to 260,000 liters. And we have some color options as well. It doesn't change the inside, so that's always stays that color. But we have rim colors of... Anyways, that is my one of my go-to trailers. And lastly in this package, this group of trailers, is this. And this is the Lizard Liquid Tanks by Mandrid. And what's neat about this, it has a fill tube that actually indicates, plus indicators that what's in there. This one actually has herbicide in there. But if you put water, it looks kind of clear, and it has a water symbol on there. Milk looks like very, very interesting mod. Color options as well. Trailers is where you'll find them. And here we got the Tank Senior and Tank Junior. And what's neat about them, you have the you can have pick which. I mean the options are endless. And colors are also very wide variety of colors. Now, the only thing about this one is it is a little bit persnickety with some factories and some of the modded items and so forth. So that doesn't always work with everything, but the design is awesome. So that is that group of mods there. These next group of mods are placeables, but have all changed the way I play the game in some way or another, as well as I'm sure they have for you. And the first one we're going to look at is this. This is, as it looks like, a fire hydrant. This is part of the Water Pack by Omatana, and it is free water, and it is actually one of the fastest loading for water as well. So fast and free is what is good for me, if you want to rhyme. And these are going to be found under containers. Yes, containers. There it is. And it's a pack of 3, actually. You have a well, 2 wells, and a fire hydrant, and they're all free and fast. The next one of I'm sure all of you know is the multi-fruit. What is it called? Yes, also under containers, and there it is, the multi-fruit buying station. Very cheap, and you can buy everything. It's 30% discount for that. So yes, that is of course a staple on all my maps, or test map for sure. The next one is something maybe that many of you may have overlooked or not maybe quite looked at recently, is the Fieldwork Fill Station by GMNG Joy. Now, why is that amongst these? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this is also under containers, and they're a little bit more money, $15,000. Now you get the normal one, which will just allow you to buy a limited number of items for 25% off, not everything. Or this, which is actually free, so everything you can get from this, and it won't cost you a dime. So that is something somewhat quite significant if you're looking kind of for a cheaty mod. There it is. Now the next 3 items here are part of one pack, and this is the Mobile Utilities Pack by Yos. Now Yos is quite a number of mods on the Mod Hub that we will talk a little bit more later. However, these 3 items are quite significant in the fact that they are all portable cell stations. Now, this is a buy station, actually, and this you can buy as we will show you, any number of these items and 100,000 liters of each of them as well. Now they're not at a discount. However, the portability of this and the fact that you can refill it, so it is a container in all respects. You can fill it with items from your own purchase, or you can refill them and use it to fill anything. This next one is a sell point for wood and wood products, and this is a bale sell point, which all you need to do is actually, if we're going to do something, let's demonstrate this, because this is something I kind of forget about sometimes, but but may come in quite handy, and probably unused or seldom used is you can instantly sell bales by just making this thing go close to. It won't sell those because they're actually on there. So there we go. We've sold all those bales just by getting this close to it. So perhaps one of the least known or least used mods that I've seen is this one. It's quite amazing. Right, so moving on to the next, these next three mods here are by Schultz Modding. Now, Mr. Schultz Modding has some quite incredible mods. First one is this. Now, what is this? This is a sleep trigger, a portable sleep trigger. I do believe it was our first and only, as far as I know, portable sleep trigger. It has on one side the sleep trigger. On the other side, it has, or is supposed to have had, well, maybe that's been removed now. Oh, there we go. There's our wardrobe. So the wardrobe's on the side of the zipper, I believe. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see, but obviously here you can see wardrobe side, sleep trigger side. And it's portable, so throw it in the back of your truck and away you go. Now, along with that, that's of course under farmhouses, so if you want to look to find that, there it is, overnight bag, and under farmhouses. Next one is this. Now, what is this? Well, this is a portable repair station. And you want the open side towards what you are looking at or want to repair, and there it is. We can repair or customize anything this is pointing towards, and that is super handy, as you can imagine. That's by Schultz Modding as well. And finally, but not leastly, is the Sell Everything mod. It comes in a grate or a kind of design like this. So the repair toolbox is found under tools, $750. The sell anything is under production and selling points. And here we go. We got the two versions. Now, what I like about this is it literally will sell anything, whatever map you're on, and whatever's on that map, this will buy it. Wood, or products, pallets, everything. And literally everything that can be sold, this will have a price for it, and it's usually comparable to the price, whatever you have the prices set on the map. And finally, in the same category, however, this is quite unique and something I have as well. It's the Easy Way Station and Fruit Shop. This is by Mandrid. And what makes this somewhat unique and significant is we have three versions of this. This is also under tools. And here it is. You got a 10% plus 10%. So you pay 10% more for the product, but it's very cheap, $12,000. You can get a 10% discount, but it's $32,000. Or you can get a 30% discount for $42,000. So nice that there's options for purchase. Now, what else is nice about this is it's multifunctional. So not only is it a buy station where often you can buy items from here, especially if you use it in combination with an auto load trailer. You can buy all sorts of products and production products. This is also a weigh station, as you can see, 11,329. It is a very accurate weigh station, and along with the weigh station capability, it also has the bonus of a wash station connected to it. So it is quite unique in that respect. And of course, I have it always loaded onto my test map, like I said, because you can buy all sorts of stuff from it. So the last ones are that we're going to talk about, the last few mods are going to be map modification or game modification mods. And the last 4 mods that I'm going to be talking about is going to be kind of game modifications, and you'll see why. The first one is tool height control for headers by DD Mod Passion, and now what that is and what that means is if we look at our headers, we have all our standard in-game headers, and then we have where is it? Tool height control for headers. Now these are all basically exactly the same as the base game headers, except that they will literally allow you to fast farm with a harvester as fast as the harvester will go. And it not only harvester headers, but corn headers, tool height control, corn headers, forage headers, forage harvester headers, here we go, all of them, everything under the tool height forage harvester headers is here. So that will also allow you to actually adjust the height manually. However, it will allow you to, even in the raised position, harvest grain or whatever it is you're harvesting at full speed. And that also includes the potato harvester. For some reason, potato and beet harvesters did not get this added. I'm not sure if that's something that's going to be in the works or not, but so far, at least, that is what it is. And even at that, it is absolutely wonderful. Now, the next 2 are, again, by Yos. And those, if we go down here, it is the liftable bales pack, which includes a bunch of balers that create liftable bales, even cotton, and wrappers, auto load trailers, and actual buyable bales. You can buy all these, any of these bales you can buy. They're all liftable by hand, and the colors, let's see here, colors also, you can color them with a variety of different colors. I do believe the balers with bale wrappers also have the multiple color options. Let's see here. This is going to be, let's see, color, yeah, foil color. So we got all the extra foil color options you can add to these as well. So that one, and the pallet, and yes, the pallets, the liftable pallets and big bags. That means all the big bags, pallets, all the base game pallets, big bags, plus some the production chocolate, clothes, eggs, let's see, fabric, fertilizer, flour, all of these things you can buy in a liftable, as a liftable. And there's even a fillable pallet that's liftable up to 500,000, or sorry, 50,000 liters capacity. So an amazing assortment, 2 pretty much game-changing mods there. And finally, along that same line is the IBC pallets stack. Now, these are not liftable, which is somewhat too bad. However, they do include all of them, but what this does include, and why I've included this, is it has you can buy the biomass bales, round cotton or square cotton, which is absolutely essential in my testing, for testing, so I don't have to actually make cotton bales. It's the only place that you can buy cotton bales, and it also has all sorts of stuff. This is a massive mod that contains a whole bunch of stuff that would take an hour to go through all of it just by itself. So the most significant part of this mod is that you can buy the round cotton or square cotton bales. They're not liftable, but you can buy them outright if you want. Right. That wraps up my 22 plus mods, my top 22 plus mods for Farm Sim 22 in 2022. So back to the studio we go. Well, there you go. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Year in Review 2022, a special edition of the Farm Sim Report with me, your host, Looney Farm Guy. I want to make a special thank you to all my loyal viewers and subscribers that have supported me through the year, and even you new ones who've just joined, thank you very much. All your support and views have made this possible. I do much enjoy doing these videos, doing the testing of mods and reviews. I want to thank a special thank you to all the modders who have commented on my videos, and also to those who haven't. Thanks for the mods anyways. It's been an interesting year. Lots of game-changing mods, lots of controversy in some way or another, but also lots of fun and enjoyment playing this special game. And yeah, so a very big thank you to you all. And so looking forward to another great year and Season 2 DLC pack, or the Season 2 pack coming out. Well, I've purchased it already, but we can anticipate the first DLC to come out soon, actually. Hopefully soon. Hopefully it won't be March before we see that one like we did last time. But anyways, to all of you, thank you again. And as always, don't forget, it's only a game. So till next time, bye for now.